This man sold the dog that had been with him for over a decade for $5,000. After taking the money, he pulled out $1,000 and returned it, telling the buyer to take good care of his dog. The dog seemed to understand something and kept looking back. The man clenched the money in his hand, unable to bear looking at it. He cursed himself in his heart as he watched the dog being taken away, growing farther and farther from him. His heart was filled with sadness. He knew the dog was getting old and shouldn't have to suffer by his side anymore. That day he trudged home alone, pushing a cart. As he looked at the steep slope at the bridge, he suddenly remembered a time when he had accidentally fallen into a ditch. It was the dog that desperately broke free from the leash, ran home, and called his brother for help. That night he gave the money to his wife, but couldn't tear his eyes away from the dog's bed. The little dog, now in the mansion of a wealthy family, was living in a luxurious villa, but it seemed dejected and downcast. The rich man brought in another dog to keep the little dog company, but the little dog wouldn't even look at it. Since selling the dog, the man's hair had turned gray and his face had never worn a smile again. One day the dog seized the opportunity to run out of the mansion. It ran endlessly, not knowing how many days and nights it had been on the run. When hungry, it scavenged through garbage piles. One day, while searching for dinner, it was surrounded and beaten by 4 fierce dogs. Soon 2 more arrived, and the little dog was clearly at a disadvantage. Its legs were badly injured, but it managed to escape in the end. It limped, determined to make its way home. That night it lay resting on a bridge. At the crack of dawn it continued its journey. The dog only knew that there was someone waiting for it to return home. The man who had been longing for the dog often came to the riverbank. One day he suddenly heard the familiar sound of the bell behind him. He slowly turned around, and to his amazement the little dog covered in mud was standing before him. At that moment he couldn't believe his eyes.